So to bind a book, I'm going to use all this stuff. Some cardboard for the cover, it's going to be hardcover. Some fabric for the outside of that, some end papers, paper, wood glue, and a brush with water for applying the glue. I'm going to use an awl to punch holes and thread it. And of course I'll need a scissors. Basically I'm just going to try and copy a normal book. See how there's all of those little clusters of pages? I'm just going to make those and stick them together. I think I'm going to make like the page groups because I noticed there were like groups of pages. And it looked like they each had about 14 pages in them, so I'll need 7 sheets. Split in half to make like... So spread glue in the place where the 2 pages meet, because if it gets up too high, it will make the book's pages stick together. Now put the next page in and fold it over and squish it together to make it stick. Looks like it's still holding together. Now I just So first, we're going to punch through with an awl in an increment along the edge. Just going to tie that off. Then I'll just go through the rest with a needle and thread. You don't need any major sewing skills, it's just like going through and sewing at it. And then up through the next hole. And down through the one after that. I made 2 more page clusters. So now I have one with only sewing, one with only gluing, and one with sewing and gluing to hold it together. Now I just aligned the pages. Now cut a piece of fabric to glue over the end. Glue it on very well, because this is going to stick the whole book together, and with only wood glue you probably need a lot. Stick on the fabric. Then flip the book over, align it as you need to, and put lots and lots of wood glue on that piece of paper, because it is literally the glue touching the tiny piece of the page clusters that's touching the glue that will hold the whole book together. So you probably need a lot on that, and since wood glue isn't made for binding, then you'll need a lot. Then fold it up and glue down the top. Now weight it down with something heavy, and when you take it off, get ready because now it's time to make the cover. First, add the end papers. Basically just fold a piece of paper in half, put some glue on the cloth binding, and put the end paper on top. Now do this with the other side as well. Cut out 2 pieces of cardboard slightly larger than the book. That probably doesn't need much explanation. Then cut a strip of paper to glue them together. This will be the place where the book bends, and so it can't be cardboard, and it needs something to connect it together. Now glue down the piece of paper on both sides to both pieces of cardboard so that it holds them together and wraps them around the spine of the book. This will be the basis for your cover, and on top of it we'll put fabric to make it look nice instead of like a chunk of cardboard. Now Now, after making your cover, cut a piece of fabric to fit it that you can fold over on all sides so that it covers the front of your cover. Here, I didn't know that I should fold the corners a different way, so it turned out that they had like bumpy fabric on them, so maybe try a different way of doing that. Now spread glue all over the end paper of your book and stick it on the cover. Then do the same thing with the other end paper and stick on the cover there too. Make sure that the pages of the book are facing out. And when you're finished spreading glue all over the other end paper, just fold the cover over and stick it on. This will hold the cover to the end papers and not let your book fall out. Now it's time to let it dry for a very long time because of all that glue. After this, I just put it outside in the sun under that heavy box of rocks, and a couple hours later it was mostly dry. So, right here is my book. It's truly awful. Like, for example, the fabric on it isn't attached to the book except on the inside, so it sort of wiggles. Other than that, it's pretty good. When you open it, you have some end pages. It's glued a little bit too high in that one, but that's because that's the cloth binding. And other than that, it opens like an actual book. The pages turn nicely, but if I did this again, I would only use thread. I wouldn't use any glue to stick the pages together until I was binding it. When I was making the page groups, like with the 14 different pages, 7 sheets. I would still use glue for the thing to stick them together, but because that's the only thing you can use. But I like the stitches a lot better because they're more even, and it makes it look more like an actual book. Anyway, yeah, the pages are pretty good. Some of them were slightly stuck together, so I had to cut the glue apart with a knife. The only pretty annoying thing is right here how the fabric sort of sticks out. It's really quite annoying. And the pages are uneven, so it doesn't quite look flat. Also, it's just a sort of strange book. You wouldn't think it was a book if you looked at it until you picked it up. So that's how you bind your own book the actual booky way. There are several other ways to do it. I just researched it. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this one on everything from smelting to casting, DIYs, and all sorts of experiments.